Hey beauties, happy New Year's, happy 2018. How long does it take you guys to remember to write that on checks? Do you guys write checks anymore? I kind of still do. And you know, anywhere you have to write that date, how long does it take you guys? Comment down below. But seeing as that it is now officially 2018, it is time for my 2017 beauty favorites, the things that I love the most. This was hard for me to pick out, but I have got a mountain of products here. So let's go ahead and dig into this. Insert your favorite disclaimer here because I'm not going to do it. And let's get started. So I have everything here in like little piles and categories. And I'm going to start off with primers and setting sprays. You'd probably think, well, wouldn't setting sprays come last? But whatevs. I'm going to talk about the primers first. There's two that I've been loving and they do two completely opposite things. The first one is the Sisley Double Tenseur. I bought this because I just want to know if the hype was legit or completely, you know, no, but it is. This is amazing, you guys. I am wearing this right now under my Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua and it just gives me a nice glow. It's not too glowy. It's not matte, the opposite of glowy, and it actually makes my makeup look better. It's skincare infused and it actually does make it last longer. I recently tried this underneath the new Dior Forever Undercover, that 24-hour one. Like right after that I tried this. You thought it looked good in that video? Please. This underneath it, So if it is a drier foundation or my skin's drier, I need a little oomph, this is what I use. Now, complete opposite. This one is pretty much hit or miss with people. Some people love it, some people hate it. I'm somebody who actually loves this. I wore it every single day for a while. My skin is combo, so I go back and forth. If my skin is more on the normal side or more oily side, or I need that smoothing aspect, this is it. It doesn't overly dry my skin, so it doesn't make me incredibly matte, but it smooths my skin out, makes the makeup look better. I really enjoy this one. Oh, it's the Fenty primer. Fenty Beauty Pro Filter, I believe. Yeah, I probably should have said the name of it. I have two pore filling primers to talk about, one of which I actually ran out of, and that is the Milk Makeup Blur Stick. A lot of people, again, either love it or hate it. I personally love it. It does not contain any silicones in there. It doesn't make me extra oily. It keeps everything nice and smooth, and that thing lasted me like almost a year. That was crazy. It lasted so long. That was everyday use. I do want to mention that I always put MAC Skin Refine Zone underneath my smoothing primers, and I feel like that makes a huge difference with oil production and really holding on to the primers in that area. The only reason why I didn't repurchase that one is because I really wanted to give this one a shot. I spoke about this a long time ago when I was trying to decide if I wanted to repurchase the Makeup Forever Skin Smoothing, the equalizer primers, you know, that range is the smoothing one. And I decided, oh, well, I want to keep the Makeup Forever one because I felt like, I believe there's more in that one, like more product. And I believe they're right around the same price, or this one's more expensive. I don't remember, but I ended up sticking with my Makeup Forever. Now, the thing with the Makeup Forever is that you have to keep it like upside down with the point tilted up. Otherwise, you get like this weird oily film, and I decided that I no longer wanted to do that because I'm in here now, and this I used to be in my bedroom. So keeping it in that position is kind of hard for me to do. So I decided I was actually going to give this one a shot. I bought it. I've been loving this. It is thicker, so it's a little bit more difficult to blend out. However, I feel like maybe this does actually work a smidgen better than the Makeup Forever, and I think that's only because of the random weird oil that can be in that product. You guys, I did it again. This video is not coming to a good start. This is the Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. I'm gonna get it together, I promise. It's the new year, I'm allowed to mess up. New Year's resolution, do better, Mel. Now, I have two setting sprays, only two. The first one was my first love of the year, like fell hard in love with this. This is the, see, already doing better, GLAMGLOW Glow Setter Makeup Setting Spray. This has a super duper fine mist to it. It feels nice on the skin. It's hydrating. A lot of primers have come out and been like, oh, I'm glowy. No, you got glitter in you. And I have no issue with glitter, except I don't want it in my setting spray. So I like this one, like the Cover FX one. I still have not decided if I hate that product, if I'm okay with that product. I don't know, it sits in my drawer and I just don't even grab for it. This one is a little bit more on the pricier end, but I actually, like, I cannot be without this. I'm about to run out of it and I'm like, oh, I gotta buy it again, but I'm going to. Love this stuff. This is what I've been using pretty much nonstop. This is the Armani PRIMA Refreshing Makeup Fix. This is my holy grail, you guys. I love it so much. It sets the makeup, it adds the hydration just like this one, but I feel like this one does more. It costs more, it's like double the price of this one, but I really feel like this is worth it. It feels so nice on your skin. I picked 3 foundations for the year of 2017. One is a high-end, higher end, and then, oh Lord, that's not nice. Why you do that? But the first one I'm going to talk about is the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I got on this bandwagon this year. I talked about how I hated it the very first time I used it. They reformulated it, and I feel like they did a phenomenal job. This is the longest wearing foundation I have ever tried. Nothing beats this. This is just, you want your makeup to stay on and you actually want it to still look good at the end of the day. This is it. You get medium to full coverage. I usually get a medium because I use a beauty blender or a beauty sponge with it. If you're dry, you may not like this, but pretty much anybody else, I would definitely give it a shot. Like I said, I am combo. If you're oily, you have had better have already tried this, like you need to. YSL All Hours Foundation. This shade that I have, actually I have 2. For my winter shade, I have to mix. And I feel like you know that I love a foundation if I buy 2 to mix. Love it. This is BD25, and then I also have to mix it with BD20 to get like my color now. This gives the most beautiful finish. It's like a satin, real skin, full coverage, very long wearing. It does not outwear the Estee Lauder Double Wear, but it is very long wearing. It's going to look good all day long, and it feels nice on the skin, you guys. This one is a must have. And then for the, oh my God, I never want to repurchase this again because it kills the bank. But again, it's worth it. I tried to not like this foundation. I cannot tell you, like, I put this on, it's like, I don't know. And then I would take pictures with it on and realize, like, I don't even have to do anything. Like, it just looks so amazing. Like, look, this picture looks good and I'm in bad lighting. I'm sorry. It's a La Prairie Skin Caviar Concealer plus Foundation Sunscreen SPF 15. I accidentally left like this little top open, and now, I don't know, I feel like it probably went bad, but really the good stuff is the foundation. I would like them to separate this so that maybe they can bring the price down a little bit and just sell the foundation, because this is what I will wear if I want to look like I just have the most beautiful skin, which I don't. I have trouble skin. I want it to look real. I want it to look healthy, medium coverage. This is just stunning. 2 concealers. The first one everybody raves about. I think everyone started this last year. I feel like it was last year, and I just didn't get on the bandwagon. But sometimes you change your mind about products, just like the La Mer loose powder, like the new one. I didn't really like it whenever I first got it, and then now I love it. The Tarte Shape Tape. I feel like the thing for me was the color. That color was so wrong, and then I just never really wanted to try it again. And I was in Ulta one day, I was like, you know what, let me get the right color and try it out again, because everybody is obsessed with this, and it didn't go away. Because sometimes people or YouTube will be like, oh, this is the best thing, da 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 da, and then 2 months later, you never hear about the product again, but people keep on about this, and they do rightfully so, because this looks so great underneath my eyes. It doesn't make it look dry, full coverage, it looks smooth. I feel like this really does deserve the hype, and the color that I wear is light neutral. We're gonna go in with some Tom Ford. It's already starting, you guys. Tom Ford Concealing Pen in the number 3. This is what I like to wear when I'm not wearing as much coverage. I don't wanna look as done up. This is between a matte and a hydrating concealer. It's the perfect combo for me. This is what it looks like here. Yeah, I use it a lot. I actually really like to mix this with a Tarte Shape Tape to get right in between. I just think that this is beautiful, especially like if you want a good amount of coverage, but you don't want that dry feeling, I would suggest this one. Powders. Now there's only one powder that I fell in love with this year. I have talked about other ones that I'm sure you guys already know what they are already on my channel and in like last yearly favorites. But this one, speaking of La Mer, is the La Mer Pressed Powder. I have this in translucent as well as the light version. I like them both. I'm getting, like, you probably won't be able to see on camera, but I'm already starting to see like the little wave in this that I'm going to hit pan. It smells amazing. It's a matte finish, but a matte glow, if that makes sense at all. It's like a matte texture, but it still gives you a radiance to it. And I expect that from a La Mer powder. I especially love to touch up with this powder. I carry one in my backpack and one is here. And then I also, if I am too radiant, I've got too much texture on my skin, this is beautiful to buff at the end of your makeup routine. Let's go into bronzers. I have 3. Hourglass Nude Bronze Light. This is what she looks like. This is gorgeous, you guys. You have to want a radiant bronzer because they have almost a shimmer to them, but not like detectable, you know what I mean? It just goes on so nicely. It's so smooth, and this blends out like a dream. I love this color. This came out this year. It is right in between, so it's cool and warm, but not too much of either side. The next 2 are actually super similar in formula. If one is too expensive, the other one, I would just try it instead. This is the NARS Seaside, and it doesn't say on here, I believe this is like the Sun Wash Bronzer, whatever. This is not a typical powder formula. This feels, I don't know, silky, and this is a swatch of it here. It's definitely, this shade is definitely a warmer tone. It does come in Laguna and like the typical shades, but I love Seaside personally on myself, and if you want a non-powdery bronzer look without the shimmer, this is a good one. It's almost like skin-like. The other that I feel is super similar to that NARS one is this one from Tom Ford. It's like how disgusting this thing is. This is the Ultimate Bronzer in Gold Dust. Again, it almost has like that gelée formula. It's very similar in tone. I go back and forth with these. I just think that they are beautiful. Let's talk about some blushes. Last year, Chanel was in my favorites for the year, and it is this year too. I'm sure you guys already know which color. Chanel Elegance. This has it's a pinky nude, but it's not too pink. It is gorgeous, you guys. Let's see. And I know a lot of my blushes are probably going to look the same swatched. I have a color I like. What can I say? But Chanel has one of my absolute favorite formulas. These are very skin-like. They have a slight sheen to them without it being too much. Old color, old blush, but new to me this year. This is NARS Madly. This looks like nothing. And oh my God, I see pan. I just freaked out a little bit. I don't catch that little light. That's pan. I hit pan. I hate hitting pan. I can't stand it. It's like when it starts to get right around the edges, I give up. I'm like, I'm not even gonna mess with you. I'm gonna go get a new one. I have anxiety about hitting pan in eyeshadow palettes. Like if you can't just replace the single and you have to replace the whole eyeshadow palette, I have such anxiety about that. You guys don't even know. Okay, as I was saying though, this is a slight peachy nude. So it's not too peach, not too pink. It's really beautiful. Give myself a little swatch. See that little pan a little bit more. This is what it looks like here. I wear this one probably the most out of everything, but everybody looks good in this. You just can't be too dark. I can wear this even like during the summer. I'm like an NC35 and it still works for me then. The next one is from Tom Ford. This one, these were reformulated. This is Inhibition. It's the darkest of the nudes that I have. This feels so soft, this powder. Oh my, like, oh, and a tiny little bit of this, I have tattoos, that wasn't gonna work. A tiny little bit of this goes a long way, you guys. And this is probably my favorite peachy nude. This is straight up peach on me on the cheeks, and it's a little bit darker. This one pulls darker than all of the other ones. So if the other ones don't work for you, but you still want that tone, this is where it's at. Last blush, this is a liquid blush from NARS. This is in the shade Luster. They come in 4 different shades, I believe, as well as like Orgasm, but shades that they already have in other blushes. This one is so pretty. You shake it up because it does kind of separate. You see, like, I thought that these were going to be limited, and I was freaking out because whenever I heard about it, I tried it and I loved it. Oh, I loved it. See that little bit here, and it blends like so skin-like, and I can put it on top of a powder without it moving my foundation, moving the powder, anything. I just use a beauty blender and I just pop it on. So good. Highlighters. This was the year for the highlighters for me. I found so many good formulas that I got so excited about. I am somebody who, I have texture right here on my face. I don't like to look older than I am. I don't like to look drier here. I don't like super dry formulas. I'm so particular, and I have a few goodies that I want to share with you guys. The first two are, again, from NARS, and I feel like these are almost like one and of the same. I have two of these, so let's talk about this one first. Literally, I bought another one of these I bought it off of a friend who wanted to buy the next one I'm going to talk about, and I was like, I will buy it from you. So I have two. I was so scared I was going to run out of this. This is the Bonk Disable palette. You guys can see, like, I went ham. This center shade, I'm about to hit pan on it. These feel so good. NARS knocked it out of the park with this new formula. I don't know if they're going to make this formula into a permanent range, but if they keep putting them in the palettes, I'll be happy about it. The next one is a bigger palette that has that same formula in there, and there's just one shade that's the same. This is the Bored to Plague, and the only shade that's the same in Bonk Disable as here is this first one. They look like they would be similar, and they are similar, but they're not the same. And then we have two bronzers. They say that this is a powder bronzer, but it feels so much more like that Seaside, so I'm not sure. It's Laguna and Casino, and then the 4 highlighters. I bought this because of the highlighters. If it was all 6 highlighters, I would have been even more ecstatic, but I really hope that they keep this formula in the range because these palettes are limited edition. Another limited edition palette, this was the one that pretty much was like, oh, I have no more highlighters. I'm only going to put this one on my face. And I do think that they will make not the palette permanent, but the formula. So this is the Ambient Strobe Light Metallic Strobe Lighting palette from Hourglass. You guys have seen this a million times in my description bar. The smoothest, most impactful highlighter, well, almost ever, because we're going to talk about this one too. But this formula, if you struggle with wanting to have a super bright highlight, but you find them to all give you too much texture, it's this. I can swatch these for you, and I feel like, what is that? And I saw the same thing. Like, I almost didn't buy it because I swatched this and I was like, that's terrible. I don't know what people are smoking because that is terrible. No, you have to put this on your skin. My favorite way to put this on is just with a fan brush, and I go across all 3 shades. I thought that this one would be too dark, but literally I just go through all 3, pop it on. You can just go back to a few of my videos. You will see how often I've worn this, but usually after Hourglass introduces something like this, they will show them in singles. If I was going to pick a single to buy, it's this middle one, and that is Pure Strobe Light. So when it comes out, which Hourglass, you better not disappoint me because I did not buy a backup of this because I'm counting on you to bring these into the singles. I'm counting on you. All right, let's talk about what is currently on my face. This is actually one of the reasons why I do not like to go ahead with this video too early. I like to wait until the very end of December so I can make sure that whatever's gonna come out in 2017 has come out so I can talk about it in my favorites. Yes, I agree that sometimes something's gonna come out at the end of the month and you can't really say it's a favorite, but with a highlighter or something that I just know if I love it or not, we're going to go ahead and put it in there. So we're talking about these. I have been raving about these, not only in my video, but also on Instagram. I have been talking about this. This is the Dior Skin Nude Air Luminizer, but these are the holographic ones. I do not know if they're going to make this permanent or if they're going to be discontinued, but I am utterly obsessed with them. The texture on these, amazing. And I wouldn't say they're holographic. They do have a slight shift to them though. So this one is Holo Pink. I literally was in the middle of filming a video. I put this shade on and I said, hold the front door. and I ordered the other one. Oh, I don't care. I don't care if it's too dark. I just want the formula. I have to have it. This is what Holo Pink looks like. This is what is down the center of my nose and on my lip. I have the other color on my cheek. These are so smooth and stunning. Like, oh, I like the normal formula from Dior, but I just don't think that they're special enough for the price. So I've never, not never, I don't buy them. I do think that they are beautiful. They look beautiful on Kelsey, but for me, they're slightly dry, slightly. So I haven't bought them. This formula though is not dry, and I do feel like you need a brush kind of like this, a stiffer synthetic, to get in there and really buff it out. They're beautiful. So Holo Pink and then Holo Gold. I don't know if you'll be able to see this shift. It's kind of like MAC Beaming Blush. So when I'm looking at it this angle, it looks gold, and then when I look at it straight on, it looks pink. But this is what is on my cheeks right now. Mascara, there is only one that knocked everything out of the park. Love it so much. It's amazing, and I did not expect this. This is the Monsieur Big from Lancome. I had a comment of somebody, like, she was upset that I pronounced this with the N. I'm gonna call it whatever I want to call it. It's going on my lashes. I love this mascara. It's amazing. It wears like a waterproof mascara, but it's not. It's, I tried a sample of this, and on my birthday I went and got it because I was like, oh, it can't be as good as a sample, you know? And it's just not as good as a sample, and you buy the full size and you're like, this is not even the same thing. They tricked me. No, this is great. A lot of volume, a lot of length, a lot of drama. So good. Now this is not a mascara, but it is what I use for my lashes to grow them super duper long. This is New Lash. I discovered this year after trying Latisse. Latisse worked for me 100%, but this works just as good. And it doesn't have the side effects, and it's cheaper, and you don't need to have a prescription. I love New Lash. If you're ever watching my videos and you're like, wow, she's got super long lashes, this is what it is. I am going to talk about eyeliners, but they're actually like in a different category. You'll see at the end, but I am going to talk about eyeliners. So I'm going to skip ahead, and we're going to talk about lipsticks and lip glosses and lip liners. My favorite liquid lip formulas of the year are these two. So the first one is YSL. These are the Tatouage Couture. I have this one on with a gloss on top. This is in the shade number 7. I love this because the applicator, oh, it's so good. You can get a perfect line and fill it in. This feels like nothing. It's like inky. It's nothing on your lips. One application will give you coverage, but not full opacity, so I put 2. And let me show you. That's what number 7 looks like alone. This is amazing. I need to get more colors. I just have not done it. And then the next one is, you're either going to love it or hate it, but I love this liquid lipstick. This is Dior's Rouge Dior Liquid. This is number 614. This one's slightly more brown. I love this because it's super duper moussey and comfortable. It will transfer. The other one won't after it completely dries down. It will transfer, but it is so long wearing and so much more comfortable that I love them. Favorite normal lipsticks. So I want to talk about these just in general. So I have my whole package here. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills matte lipsticks. I am obsessed with these, and I'm psychotic. I keep them in their boxes so I can easily find which one I want. There's 2 shades in particular that I wore the most out of these, and I've pulled them out. So it is Hunny and Peachy. And the reason why I love these so much is that they are a very dry formula, super pigmented, last longer than any other matte lipstick I've ever put on. The colors are, I've said this before and I'll say it again, I feel like these are the colors perfected to where we are now. Like MAC has amazing matte lipsticks, but I feel like they need to update the colors. Like we have gone into like the grays and like these different tones that I feel like they need to add to their collection. And I feel like Anastasia almost took the colors, tweaked them to where they needed to be. No shade, that's how I feel. So my 2 favorites are Hunny, and that's that one, and then also Peachy. Yeah, Peachy. And what I love the most about these is I can put these underneath of a gloss. So I can put it on, it's gonna last. I put a gloss on top and they still don't move. They're amazing. NARS, if you do not make this color permanent, I'm gonna come after you. I'm just telling you. I'm letting you know ahead of time. This is NARS The Beaky. I don't know if I'm saying that right. The NARS Audacious formula is one of my absolute favorites. And this color is the perfect orangey peachy nude. It's so stunning. I love this color. There's nothing in my collection like that color. So NARS, I'm gonna need you to make this permanent. The next two are from Tom Ford. I fell in love with Tom Ford this year. Like, me and Tom Ford, we're in a long-term committed relationship. So I picked out two. One is more recent because they added a ton of new colors, which is phenomenal. I felt like they really needed to do that. So let's start off with the one that just like did it for me. This is Sable Smoke. Like, I don't have much left. This is Sable Smoke. The formula is so good. It's the perfect peachy nude for me. And then Auto Erotique. And this is my newest one. It kind of looks like Vabiki, but not really, but still. They're gorgeous. I have two glosses. One is from Chanel. They redid their glossimers to this formula. Some people are really happy about it and some people are not. I'm very happy about it. I love this formula so much. And this is in the shade 714. I love the applicator. It hugs the lips so nicely. You guys see me wearing this shade all the time. You see me in my nudes. And then this one I actually have on right now. This is a new find for me, but formula, perfection. This is Smith & Colt Milk for Honey. I have this on top of that YSL Tatouage Couture. And that's that one right there. So those are my two favorite glosses of the year. And let's go into a lip liner. There's just one. This one. I have run through so many of these and I have backups at all times because if I run out and I don't have it, I'm gonna freak out. This is Chanel's number 34 Natural Liner. Goes with like every nude lipstick I have, even like if it's peachy. It still works even with my Sable Smoke from Tom Ford. And it's extremely long wearing. It's so nice. And then there's a little brush on the opposite end. I never use that, but this is definitely my favorite liner pretty much all time. Favorite sponges of the year have been the L'Oreal sponge. This one, amazing. I have 5 in my drawer over there. I just feel like this one was the one that made me stop using the Beauty Blender. And then this one here kills the Beauty Blender. If you're looking like you are very into that feeling, texture and whatnot of the Beauty Blender, you will love this. This is the LH Cosmetics sponge. It's cheaper than the Beauty Blender and it's nicer than the Beauty Blender. It has the base and then there's a way to hold the sponge. It's dirty because I used it. And then it has a nice tip and a rounded spot to be able to get up there. These are my two absolute favorites for sponges this year. I have already been filming for 45 minutes. I am trying so hard. Okay, brushes. Tom Ford bronzer brush. You guys knew it was going to be in here. When my hair was all platinum, I was sad that I didn't get to use this as much because it is the softest thing and it goes in perfectly in my huge bronzer and it just picks up the perfect amount and you just dust it on. Tom Ford, well, all the brushes I'm talking about right now are high dollar but high quality. Well, some of them, they're not bad. Tom Ford brushes are expensive, but so worth it. And that's the bronzer brush. And then these two eye brushes I got this year. This one's dirty because I used it too. So this is the number 13 and then the number 11. You guys, these are some of the best real hair brushes I have. I cannot tell you enough how much I love these, and I'm very saddened by the fact that Tom Ford is going to synthetic like everybody else. I need some real hair options, and if you want some real hair options, Wayne Goss. Now, I have his other sets with like the blue squirrel hair, and those are super duper 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 soft. However, they don't apply my makeup the way I like to apply it, and I think that's something you have to realize whenever you're doing makeup and wondering what kind of brush you need and what will work best for you. I love those brushes, but I only use them sometimes with certain products. These, however, are the white. I think these are goat hair, but these are phenomenal, phenomenal. If you're going to be looking for a MAC 217 because they did all theirs into synthetic as well, this is the brush for you. This is the Wayne Goss number 18. So if you can't get that 217 anymore, this is the closest thing. But specifically the eye brush kit, I don't think I have all of them here because I've used them and I'm going to wash them, but I love this kit. Last brush is from La Mer. This is the powder brush. I use this every single day. Every single day. I use this to buff on the powder at the end, and that's the only thing I use this brush for. You could use this for several different things, but that is what I use it for, and I think it's like, it's so soft, and it's still as soft as the day I got it. You guys are gonna kill me with all these eye products. Eyes are my favorite, so just keep that in mind. All right, starting it off strong, we're going in with Pat McGrath. These three here, I am so obsessed with these. I'm just gonna show you one so that we're not here for the full hour. This is my favorite out of the three. She killed it. The packaging, holy crap. The packaging on this is phenomenal. And you open it up and you've got your palette. This is the number 1 Mothership. Yes, Mothership 1 Subliminal. This is my favorite of the three. It was not the one that I expected to be my favorite, but these are stunning. You can get wearable everyday looks as well as like with these 4 shades. Oh, use them wet. Just use them wet. Oh, they're so pretty. They are so glittery, so special. I love them. Is it really a yearly favorites without Natasha Denona? I'm gonna go through this quickly. I have on one right now. This is the Lila palette. I almost didn't buy this because I don't do a whole lot of cool tones, but now I've been loving them. I actually have been reaching for this one more than my Sunset palette. But you guys, the quality on these are so good. She really does metallic shadows really well, and her matte formula is like, she has my favorite, all around favorite eyeshadows. I will have every single one of her palettes. This is the Sunset palette. I feel like she needs to make this one permanent. So many people want this palette. So many people love this. Like I said, I do actually use the Lila palette more, but these are perfection. Like this shade right here, I see this done so often in palettes and it just does not turn out that way on the eyes. She does. Bar none, my favorites from her have been these palettes, specifically this one. These are the holiday palettes, new formula in here. Amazing. And number 2, Aries, that one's my favorite. And then this one is Joya. Let me, had so many people talking about, oh, well, this color, I can dupe it. Yes, you can 100% dupe the color, but this blue shade, I'm sorry, the formula on these are so special. You can't dupe this formula. You do not get the amount of shine and sparkle. You might not see it on camera, but trust me, it is so different than anything. I can show you 3 or 4 colors that are like this in my collection, but none of them have that shine. And my husband even could tell. I showed him. I was like, which one's prettier? He's like, oh, that one. I was like, I know. He's like, why? If my husband can tell that there's a difference, there's a difference. I know a lot of people had theirs broken, and I want to just give this information. Sephora sucks when it comes to packaging. I will get something that small in a box this big, and it's just jumping around in there. Beautylish is where I got mine. They bubble wrap them, they wrap them again in paper, and they have a little tie on them and everything. I've never gotten anything broken from Beautylish. I know, like, in some of the little pans, people are saying are wiggly. I don't know about that. I'm just saying broken wise. If you're having trouble with your stuff arriving from Sephora broken, like I have several times this year, if Beautylish has it, they're amazing. Customer service is spot on. You guys, I didn't realize NARS was in my favorites like this. They have so many this year. Go NARS. This is the NARS Loaded palette. Ah, I love this palette so much. They changed their formula and I think it debuted with this. This palette is so much better than any of the other ones previous to this palette. I do love the Wanted palette, but this one, if I had to choose one, it's going to be this. I get so much use out of this. This is like the perfect neutral, but have like some drama to it. I love them. And none of these are like too shimmery where you can't really wear them. Like I know people worry about office it being office appropriate and this and that. These blend beautifully and have great pigmentation. See, I'm running out of steam. Huda Beauty Desert Dusk. I did not think I was going to enjoy this as much as I did. I did actually like the, whatever the last one was, I forget, like the Road Texture palette or something, but I love this one. Sephora had to send me another one because mine was broken. The color scheme is beautiful, great pigmentation. The only thing is, they should not have put this stupid glitter in there. The glitter is stupid. And I am almost convinced that I need to put like a lacquer or something, like nail polish right over top of it so that it never breaks. Because it'll drive me bat crazy if that breaks and it's empty. But I love this palette. Another brand that redid their formula and did a great job, the Marc Jacobs. This is the editorial palette. Great pigmentation, again, across the board. I love this palette. Remember that long-term relationship with Tom Ford? This is Tom Ford's Cocoa Mirage. If I had one palette for every day and I never could wear anything else again, my everyday palette would be Cocoa Mirage. I love this. I've got everything I need in here too. I've got the deeper shades, my bone. I don't even need Blanc Type when I use this. And these are so buttery, so smooth, blend out like a dream. I love it. There's been several times at work where people are like, this palette is not worth it, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, let me just sit you down. I'm going to give you this brand in the same colors and this palette. Try them. And they're like, oh my God, I never would have known like the ease of that palette until really putting them side by side. Told you. I raved about these in my last December favorites video, and I'm going to do it again. Everybody else is on board with the shimmer and glow, the glitter and glow. I actually have one on right now, the glitter and glow, but I love the shimmer and glow. So these are the three of my favorites. They introduced this, I feel like maybe a month ago. It's just the pigment, the impact without the glitter. And this one is Twig. I think I've worn every one of these in like one of my recent videos. Basically, I've been doing eye looks and just popping these on top because they're phenomenal. Freedom, and then Cloud. And I will also put a picture of all the other swatches. Not all of them, because I did buy more. We are almost there, you guys. We're almost done. Like, this is the last thing. And it's not a thing, it's a collection of things. I kind of want to give an award of such to a brand. So this is a collection of things from a brand that I feel like I want them to go so far in 2018. I want them to be successful. I think that their products are amazing. I put my name behind them 100%, and I'm talking about LH Cosmetics. And that's why I did not talk about liners, because I just wanted to show them all together. I did show the sponge earlier, so I love them. I have got their crayons. These are the best line. She calls them crayons, but they're, I'm using them as liners. You can use them all over the face. I cannot tell you how pleased I am with the performance of everything I have gotten. I started off with buying the palettes first, and then she sent me some things. I love them. I cannot tell you how inspiring the brand is. Do you see these and how well they are just gliding on? And they don't move. They don't move at all, and you can use them all over your face. The whole thing behind all the products is you can use them everywhere. Metallic Mysteries belongs in with my favorite palettes of the year. And this is what she looks like. I've done several tutorials with this. And then we've got Enchanted Secrets here. This is a duochrome palette. Wet or dry with both of those. And then the Infinity palette. Face, eyes everywhere. Stunning. And then she's got synthetic brushes that I think are beautiful. I really want this brand to do well because I am obsessed with them. All right, you guys, that is finally it for my 2017 favorites. I feel like I need an applause or something. I am sweating. I hope you guys enjoyed this super long video. My fails is tomorrow, and it won't be this long, I promise. But I love you guys. I hope you guys all have a super amazing, happy new year. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.